Hello and welcome to Better Gaming, the event and podcast series dedicated to all aspects of ethical gambling. My name's Jim, I'm the host of this show, and today I'm going to be talking about AGCs, which are adult gaming centres or arcades, fruit machine shops, as I knew them before I went down this journey of ethical gambling. And this is an article that basically uncovers that slot machine firms are targeting the UK's poorest areas and channel funds to billionaires. The former is something that I'd like confirmed on. The latter is something that comes as no surprise to me. It's all commercial businesses that operate in this way. But the thing that I like about this article is that it's got commentary from a politician that I admire. They are few and far between. This one's Andy Burnham, who is a Manchester mayor. And so I'm just going to go into the article here and find out about it. So there are about 1,500 AGCs in the UK, and they have grown by 7% since 2022. And it's as a result of friendly planning and licensing laws that flood Britons, and there is major concern over it. Here's the graph that is really worrying. It's the percentage of slot machine venues and their positioning within the most to least deprived areas. And as you can see here, more than a third of them, or just under a third, are actually in the most deprived areas, which means that they are targeting people from social and economic backgrounds that are susceptible to these mechanisms. And there is just a little caveat that the seaside towns play a significant hold in this, and the majority of them are economically deprived. But as the article also states, there are seaside towns which are not resorts. So, for example, Middlesbrough and Hull, and they are in the fourth and fifth most deprived local councils, and they had 28 AGCs serving them. So in all of this, the article basically turns around and says that councils need to be given more power over whether they grant or deny these operators licenses within their jurisdictions. And you can just see here that in contrast, this is the interesting part, in contrast, 14 local authorities in which 1.7 million people live don't have a single AGC, and all but one of them are in the top 50% wealthiest council areas, and 8 are in the top 20%. So it's clearly a targeting deprived areas and, as I said previously, susceptible to these types of operations. Let's take a look and see what Andy Burnham said. And he said, "It's time we were honest about what AGCs really are." He warned that AGCs were targeting some of the most vulnerable people in our communities. It's unacceptable that councils have so little power to regulate them. Despite repeated concerns from charities and local residents, we must reclassify these venues in law, give local authorities stronger licensing powers, and hold operators accountable. And I think just with regard to that, there are some elements of it that could just ease it a little bit, and that would be not making them 24 hours and having certain restrictions in terms of the time people spend in them. Article goes into further elements of it, breaking it down to Admiral slots and also bingo halls. But essentially, this is one to watch. I think it's going to become a growing problem the more the growth of these AGCs tends to happen. And I think it's going to be an area of debate whether councils can wrestle powers over government and regulation in order to control who goes and who doesn't go into their areas with these shop operators. That's all for this one. Thanks a million. See you in the next one.